Good morning. And I'll warn you, this is going to be more than a moment. My name's Vicky Layton, and I do have some memories to share with you this morning. My grandparents, Percy and Bess Martin, were members of the Euclid Avenue Christian Church in Lynchburg, Virginia. Their names are in the 1924 directory of that church, which was actually printed to celebrate their 20th anniversary of the church. My great-great-aunt, along with several other ladies, are listed in that directory as elders, which was quite progressive in 1924. Percy and Bess moved to Hagerstown with their two boys, my dad, Lawrence, and his brother, Robert, around 1927. Hard to look back and think that's been almost 100 years ago. They began attending the First Christian Church on South Potomac Street. They were all members of the Sunday school classes, and we have my dad's group picture with the nursery department taken on the steps of the old church in 1929. We also have his promotion certificate to the beginners class dated October 1931 with signatures of Reverend Norman and Sunday school superintendent Harry Snavely. The church always played a big part in the lives of the Martin family. When my dad was drafted into the Army during World War II, the church gave him a little booklet called Strength for Service to God and Country, and he carried that with him all through the war. Another one of our family treasures includes the New Testament that Dad was given at the time he was baptized. Dad and my mom, Jenny, were married by Reverend Norman in the parsonage of First Christian Church on South Potomac Street on November 22nd, 1947. Along with their beautiful marriage certificate, we also have the testament that Mom was given when she was baptized the following year. Now, I was very young when I attended the old church, but I do remember walking up the steps to go into the sanctuary. I also seem to recall that the Sunday school area was rather dark. An old neighbor of ours, Evelyn Small, worked as the church secretary in the early 60s, and at the time of the move, she actually acquired one of the small chairs from the old children's Sunday school classes for me. Very dark wood with a rounded back and 4 wooden spindles. I remember the red bricks and the bell tower of the old church, and also there was a pet shop on Baltimore Street, right around the corner from the church. And sometimes my mom and I would walk over there after Sunday school and look at the cute critters in the windows. My nursery school graduation photo was taken on the stage in what I believe was Fellowship Hall there. Some of the classmates in that photo, you might remember some of these names: Bobby Porter, Larry Hammond, Patty Abbott, Keith Dentler, Bobby Jean Davis, Robbie Hall, Jeff Williams, Nancy Swigert. My dear mom kept all my promotion certificates from Sunday school at this church. She entered into my baby book that I started attending Sunday school on September 15th, 1957, at the age of 4, and my first teacher was Mrs. Louise Gearhart. My kindergarten teachers, who I loved, were Mrs. Helen Gordon and Mrs. Hazel Hayes. Some other teachers on later promotion certificates included Gloria McKee, Ann Hayes, and Elizabeth Baird. I remember the excitement of the groundbreaking of this church. We still have a little shovel that was given to everyone who attended. We have some photos from that service, and a favorite photo from that year is one that my dad took of me standing next to the steeple right out here by the steps before it was put on the roof. When we moved to the church in the summer of 1961, I had just gotten out of 3rd grade, and our classroom, which was called the Primary Junior Department for 3rd and 4th grades, was the first room on the right as you come in from the parking lot, which is where the Northern Cross Preschool is currently located. Mrs. Myrtle Klein was one of the teachers, and she greeted each child with a hug when they came into the classroom on Sunday morning and called all of us girls her sweeties.